Hi, welcome to LuckTV today. One of the mistakes people make when applying for jobs is the fact that we use exactly the same CV to apply for multiple roles, which is not the ideal thing to do. Because every role is unique in terms of its deliverables, in terms of their expectation, in terms of the company values. So, and because of that, a single CV cannot be able to cater for these unique preferences of each job application. And that is why it is always good to tailor your CV for each and every role you are applying for. So today I want to be taking us through the process of optimizing, tailoring our CV for specific roles. To do this, I'll be working with an already made CV of an human resource manager and director and a particular job description he has identified he is interested in applying for.
Welcome to
Welcome to
LuckTV
LuckTV
Africa,
Africa,
your
your
personal
personal
development
development
channel.
channel.
Before optimizing your CV or tailoring it for a role, the first requirement is to be sure that this CV that we are tailoring is a CV that has met all the requirements of a good CV. So let's quickly run the check through this CV we are working with. It has the name, it has the contact details, it has a job title ahead of it, a role ahead of it, it has a summary, it has an highlight of core competencies, it has skill sessions, it has the work experience, and it has the education history. So based on that, this CV has met all the requirements that a good CV needs to meet. So now, what we want to do is that this person has identified a role you want to apply for. So the task now is to rewrite this CV, to tailor this CV to reflect what that particular position the person wants to apply for requires. Let's check the position the person wants to apply for. This is the role the person wants to apply for, human resource manager/director. And these are the details about the position. This is about the role. These are the responsibilities, and these are the qualification required. So let's copy it into a Word document. Copy. Let's paste it into a Word document. So this is it, pasted. So we have pasted it into a Word document. So having identified the role I'm extracting it into a different document, the next task is to highlight the keywords from this job description. So, and in order to do that, you can do it manually or automatically. So I'll be doing it automatically in order to save our time. So with the help of ChatGPT, we are going to be extracting the keywords from this row. So let's now go to ChatGPT that will help us in doing it. So this is ChatGPT. Is going to be helping us in extracting the keywords in this row. So this is the prompt. This is the job I want to apply for. Kindly help me to analyze the keywords mm, I need. I need to include a CV to be shortlisted. Then we paste the keyword there. This is the keyword. This is the job description. So we paste the job description there. That is it, and we wait for the response from ChatGPT. So I prefer to use ChatGPT for this task because I've tried using other AI, generative AI tools, and ChatGPT tends to give me the most comprehensive, the most valid answers of all. So, and that is why I prefer to use it for this particular task. So let's see the results from ChatGPT. So this is the results from ChatGPT. I'm going to copy it from here. So, and I'll paste it in a separate Word. So this is it that I've pasted here. these are the things I need to, the keywords and phrases that should reflect on my CV in order to increase my chances. ChatGPT, instead of me doing it manually, ChatGPT have helped me to highlight everything. So the next thing for me to do is now to go into my CV and incorporate it into my CV. So back to my CV. This is my CV. This is the keywords. So the first thing I'll be working with is under this job title and industry keyword. I'll be combining these two together instead of saying human resource manager, human resource director. So let me combine it and say human resource manager and director. I'll copy it. I will use it, I will place it under the role here as directly. So for every job you're applying for, always have a call out on your CV. So to identify that I've included this, I'm going to highlight it. I've already included it. So anything I've included, I will highlight it. So the second one I'll be working with at this point is talent acquisition and retention. So I already have something like global talent acquisition specialist. So let me now change it to talent acquisition and retention specialist. I will highlight this one as well, since I've included it on my CV. So you have to highlight it too. Now, core competencies and skills. Let me check these things. Okay. Training and development, policy, benefit metrics, and data analysis. So these are enough to form my core competencies and skill session. So then the only thing is, let me remove this initiative and put it as DIE. That is diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'll copy everything here and paste it under my core competencies here. So I will delete everything here. So remember, I'm tailoring my CV for a different role. So definitely it has to speak the language of the role I'm tailoring it for. Let me format it based on what I have there already. So sometimes people prefer to use table at this point, but tables are generally not ATS compliant. So that is why most times I prefer to use this divider instead of creating a table. So I've input everything here under the skills, and then so I still have some other ones at the top I've not. Then employment law, labor regulation, HR audit, and record maintenance. Let me copy this and place it here as well. It's still part of core competencies. Okay, let me remove these dots since I already included it. Then under my signature, under my highlights here, so I have compliance knowledge already. So that gives me an opportunity to include both these, include these two, include employment law, extensive knowledge of federal state and including, so including employment law, and labor regulations. I've captured everything here. Let me highlight it. Tools and technology they want me to be able to use. I've copied it. I have highly proficient in, so the first set of tools they want me to use. I can include others because they didn't mention a lot of tools for my, but theirs has to be there in HRRS, not EG, including Microsoft Office suites. And I can include a few other ones from here, but then I still have to ensure I did not highly proficient in HRS. Okay, let me do it this way, including highly proficient in, let me first use Microsoft Office suites. So I'm just looking for ways to make it more coherent, and HRS, including Workday HR, Workday, Bamboo HR, ADP. So they did not mandate these ones in their job description, but I want to include this since I'm proficient in them, in order to further add to the credibility of my application. Okay. So let me stop at Slack. I want to keep it in 2 lines. So let me just include the ones that are very essential and HR, that are basically HR software and PeopleSoft. So I'll delete this Slack as well. I've been able to, I've included everything here. So I've included everything under this technology. So now it's left to the soft skills. So leadership, strong communication skills. So these are other things they want to see on my CV. So I have to find a way to put them. And you can see under my highlights, I mentioned soft skills and I mentioned something about leadership. So that is an opportunity for me to replace what I have under this leadership to focus on those things that they want. Mhm. So this stakeholder management, I can import it to be under the core competencies. This is already under core competencies. Problem solving and process improvements. I already have leadership on my CV, so I don't need to include this again. It's already there. So communication. I want to place it under this second bullet point. So let me place it here to think of a way I can arrange it. Ability to leverage. Ability to leverage strong communication and negotiation. Strong communication, negotiation, and problem solving abilities to sweetly, and problem solving abilities to swiftly assess organization need, drive. This is, we still have these two outstanding that has not been captured. Okay, we have captured problem solving. To build, drive process improvement. Let's replace this with drive process improvement, process improvement initiatives to Their process improvement initiatives, already process improvements. And maintain confidentiality. Discretion will not be coming into it. It doesn't fit. So I will delete everything here and place it here. Let's go back to our job description. I've included everything here. Let me highlight it. I've included it. So let's now go to the education section. Bachelor's degree in human resource in HR, biz admin or related, master degree preferred. So I have bachelor's degree, as you can see on the CV. I'm optimizing, I'm tailoring. I have a master's and bachelor's degree. Bachelor's degree in psychology is a relevant discipline, and a master's degree in human resource management. So definitely, I'm good to go for these two guys here. So I don't have an HRM certification. Since I don't have it, I won't include it. So it's not compulsory that I have 100% of the requirements. So definitely, I don't have it. So instead of highlighting it in, let me highlight it in, this will eventually tell me. So these are other tips ChatGPT include for me to be able to work with, but I don't need them. So for you, if you don't know how to place it, ChatGPT will even go ahead to tell you where to place what. He said under the work experience, use action words such as manage HR functions, implement strategy. So these are things that we already have. List HR software proficiency, employment knowledge, and leadership skill under your skill section. It is even telling you under your certification include any SHRM or HRM related certification you have. Under achievement, mention specific contribution. So let's now go back to our baseline CV to check if we have all these things. So let's go back to our baseline CV to see if we have these things. So deliver strategic HR, initiate HR leadership for over 100 employees across, collaborating with senior executive, drive HR success, align department goals. So we already have most of those things. The word provided strategic HR direction. So we already have most of the things these guys need us to have. So those tips we have met this. Under the skill session, we have included everything under it as part of these steps we have taken earlier. And under the certification, we didn't have it, so we have ensured their education. And then we should quantify our achievement. This is something we've already done, like generated with 20% year-over-year savings and all that. You can see we have our achievement already in quantifiable form. So definitely, now let's go back and see, is there any part of the stuff we have not implemented on our CV? So we have these three left: HR consulting, HR policy and compliance, and employee relation. So let's copy them. We have to find a way to have them on a CV. Another. So instead of saying senior HR executive and strategist here, we can say senior HR consultant. So that helps us to solve this problem of having to include consulting. HR policy and compliance. We can include that as part of our, okay. So instead of just saying compliance knowledge, we can say HR policy and compliance knowledge. So human employee relation should go into our skill, our core competencies section. So we have included everything here under our job description. So of all the keywords they want us to include, we have been able to include everything on our CV. The only one that is left is this certification, and we don't have it. And you can, and it is not professional to allow in your CV to claim you have what you don't have. So definitely we are going to be leaving it out. With everything we have included, just that one cannot be a factor that will stop us, because it's not even said as compulsory. They said preferred, not that compulsory. So definitely the CV is still very much, like, we are still very much competitive for the role. So let's now go back into our CV. We prove it again to ensure that everything aligns perfectly. So, and to ensure that the format is okay. So as you can see, everything is perfectly okay. So for as many rows, you have to save this different. This document has to be different from what you already have. So, and from there you can usually work around it anytime you need to apply for a different role.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, kindly subscribe to this channel, LuckTV Africa, and turn the notification on so that you can be notified when we upload more video like this.